Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to use your storyboard in order to understand more about your character and the issue that you're thinking about. So the first thing we need to do is get our storyboard set up to do the assignment. You guys should have seen by now the assignment details that are listed on the storyboard that homepage for you. If you have not checked those out yet, I would stop now and go back to make sure that you're clear on everything that needs to be in your storyboard. So in order to get it set up, we need to make sure we have space for the quotes we've collected and then the explanation that we're going to do about our image. So we need to get our title, cell, and description together. And the title section is where I'm going to ask you to put your quote. So I today am thinking about our shared text of Paper Towns. And in reading our first chapter and second chapter and prologue, one of the topics and issues that seem to be coming up for our character Quentin is that of adventure and following the rules. So I've decided, having read the book already, that that's an issue that's going to carry on throughout the book. So I've decided to do my storyboard based on Quentin and that particular issue. So the quote that I think really captures Quentin from the beginning of the book is one that we talked about in class. It's when him and Margot first find the dead body in the park, and he is describing his reaction in contrast to Margot's. So I'm going to type in that quote here, and it says, "As I took 2 steps forward, as I took 2 steps back, Margot took 2 equally small steps forward." And that's on page 2. All right, so it's looking like we're running out of space. So the first thing that I'm going to do down here is increase my cell size a little bit so everything fits just a little bit better. I can also come back here and change my font size out of 18 since it's not really a title. Okay, so I have one of my quotes there. Second quote that I think captures Quentin early on and his relationship with adventure / following the rules is that he describes Margot early on in sort of a deep admiration in the way that she's riding her bike. So I'm going to add that one here. As always, and that one is on page 1. All right, so I have sort of the 2 snapshots of where I think Quentin is at the beginning of the book and his approach to adventure. And so now I'm going to create a scene that I think represents that. So I'm going to pick my park scene as my primary background. So I'm going to come up here to the outdoor, find myself a nice park scene if I can. I'm going to pick this one because I know the dead guy needs to be under a tree. And come up here, get a character. I think we're dealing with an older man, so why not this guy in a suit? Get him in there, get him positioned. He's leaning up against the tree. So we'll have him sitting. Arms to the side. Gonna have his eyes closed because he's not doing so hot. All right. so now I got my dead guy, which is sort of our backdrop here. Next, I need to get my key characters in here. It doesn't really matter what he looks like. I don't know that we know what he looks like. So I'm going to pull my Margot in here, and I'm going to pull my Quentin in here. All right, so I know based off of this description of Margot taking a step forward, I'm going to position her in the front, and then I'm going to get her legs active because she is stepping forward towards the dead body. She is curious, so I'm going to check out these faces and see if I can get a sense of curious. Confused. I think that might work for us. Not happy. She's not scared. Okay. Update. Let's give her some hair, skin tone, and we lost her active legs here. I'll do side view for him. Side view. Come on now. All right, now we got to get Quentin going, and he is trying to get in the opposite direction. Also walking, but he is walking backwards, so we'll keep him sort of straight backing away. And we gotta get his face. He is nervous. Doesn't know what to think. All right, so now I've got the basic backdrop for my beginning, where I think Quentin is at the beginning of my text. So my next step is to write a brief description to explain. So here I'm going to say the author wants us to understand that Q is a timid guy who is equal parts scared and intrigued by people who are not. The way he observes Margot and compares himself to her as they find the dead body in the park. Highlights this. He notices the way that they take equal size steps in opposite directions in response to the unexpected discovery of a body in the park. Later, actually, it's earlier when he describe the way Margot rode her bike. Me seemed odd by her powerful stance. Taking note of the way she stood over the handlebars. In a way that shows strength. It's clear, so this is sort of my link, that at the beginning of the book, the author wants the reader to see that Q is not an adventurous person. He is a rule follower, but that he notices, and we might say admire, and admires people that are more exciting or risk-taking than he is. And done. All right, so what I have now is visual representation of who I think our character Quentin is at the beginning of the book in relation to the issue of rule following / adventure. My next step would be to move on to the middle, and I would add my quotes here that I think represent how his approach and understanding of risk-taking and adventure has changed in the middle of the book. So how has he become a slightly different person? How does he think about risk-taking or rule following differently as he moves into the middle of the book? All right, good luck.